Hi everybody, welcome back to Wolfie's Den. It's been a couple of weeks since I've done a little vid, so I thought we'd go through some of the updates and DVDs, etc., Blu-rays, 4Ks I've had in over the last couple of weeks. Excuse me. First of all, I'd just like to show you this chunky box set. I know quite a few people have done a review of this already, but this is the Hammer Horror Kronos, Captain Kronos box set. Huge chunky box set. I think this is still available on the Hammer website. I've opened it a bit. I know loads of people have done reviews of this already, so I'm not going to go pull it all out. But if anybody's interested, for some unknown reason, I've ended up with two. So if anybody wants to have a copy, it's £200. No, I'm only joking. It's not really £200. It could be on some eBay sites. No, if somebody wants one, just message me. We'll leave a link, something in the comments. I'm sure we can come to some arrangement if anybody wants one. I've got it on Vinted already. But if anybody wants one, doesn't want to go through the Hammer site, etc., let me know, and I'm sure we can come to a reasonable price. I won't go over the top, don't worry. Right, some of the pickups then. I've mainly been using Vinted quite a lot now. Seems to be some good deals on there. Seems to be some good films that I don't see too much on eBay. Still picking up some DVDs occasionally. I mean, DVD is the biggest media seller. It outsells Blu-ray and 4K, so it's still an ongoing concern. Don't think I've picked up anything from eBay. Maybe one. I've had a couple of Zavi collect, what do you call it? A couple of Zavi deliveries. Yeah, mainly Vinted, I think. Oh yeah, a couple of off of Arrow as well. So anyway, enough of the waffling. First film I picked up is a DVD called Killer's Moon. This is a British film, I believe, and it's like sort of British version of I Spit on Your Grave or Last House on the Left, kind of that kind of thing. It's pretty nasty apparently. It's only an 18. Yeah, not much excitement inside. Apparently it's full of screams, shocks and gushing blood apparently. So that's Killer's Moon. Next up we have a Jess Franco film, Spanish director I believe, does a lot of horror obviously. This one is Cannibals. So I'm not sure if there's any animal cruelty in this one. Most of the cannibal films have that kind of thing in it. I don't know. Anyway, apparently it was also called White Cannibal Queen. So if that helps anybody, that's Cannibals. That's a DVD. Next up we have, this is a German release and it came damaged, unfortunately, so I'll probably have to find a new case for that. This is something called A Little Bit of Zombie. I don't know absolutely anything about this. Complete blind buy. Obviously I can't read much on the back because it's all in German. Don't know, but it looks like it might be a bit of a fun film. So that's a little bit zombie. Next up Well, we'll unwrap this one. We have, take this out and put it in a little plastic cover. Is a film from an H.G. Wells book. This is The Food of the Gods. Now this is it's a B movie. It's like a creature feature. Predicts a future where animals are suddenly at the top of the food chain and eager to get their fill. So these were some British stars in this. This is Samuel Z. Arkoff presents Food of the Gods. Yeah, some British stars in this. Not big stars, but there's some British stars in this. Yeah. Yeah, so that was a Kino Lorber release. So, Food of the Gods. I'm actually going to take some of these out of the covers and things. I've had a few comments about I don't take things out of covers and look at the discs. I just whenever I started this one now. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry. Next up we have one of the original British slashers. It's a brand new restoration. There's Honor Blackman, Susan George, Ian Bannon, John Gregson. This is a nice British film called Fright. It's a new restoration. I think this is in the 1970s, obviously. It's hard to see where the original release dates are on these films, but can't really see. Quite a few special features. An interview with Susan George on this. Dennis Waterman's in it as well. From this Sweeney. It says Fright remains one of the most hauntingly atmospheric, generally creepy and fundamentally disturbing horror films of the early 70s. So, always nice to see a bit of Susan George. Next up we have an Arrow film. Another horror. This is a director's cut of Dream Demon. A little bit of sort of embossing on there. I don't know what we want to call it. This is a director's cut restoration. 4K or 2K? 2K restoration of the director's cut. There's a couple of versions on here. Loads of extras. This was off Vintage along with so was the Fright one and the Food of the Gods. All Blu-rays and all easily under a tenner. So next up, another Arrow film, which I need to put out, which has been nicely wrapped again. It's so nicely wrapped, I've not any idea how to get into it. I think this must have been from the same customer. So, next up we have a film by Nico Mastorakis. This is an action film. I think this director did some video nasties. I think he did Island of the Dead and maybe another one which I can't remember off the top of my head. This is an action film. It's got George Kennedy, Brian Thompson. Let's just throw it away onto the floor. And Oliver Reed. Hired to Kill. Director approved special edition. 4K restoration. Reversible sleeve. Newly commissioned artwork. Booklet. So it's an action movie, but it's a mercenary trying to track down a rebel leader. So there you go, you got your booklet in there, 2 discs, nicely well packed. Must admit, I hadn't heard of this film with Oliver Reed, so this video I want to catch up on. That's Hard to Kill. Right, moving on to 4Ks now. I don't know if this is a new way of packing it. Everybody seems to be doing this now. Right, we have, this is an American edition, American 4K. Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, Nancy Allen in Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill. Good whodunit slasher. It's a brand new HDR Dolby Vision master from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. Loads of special features on here. I'm assuming this will play on a, it says it's region A. I'm assuming the 4K will play on your 4K player. I've got a multi-region player anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But that's Dressed to Kill. Next up we have another American release, and I haven't opened this one either, so we'll just slice him down there. I'll get that shrink wrap off. Right, this is, what was I saying, this is a 4K release, American release. Lee Marvin, Gene Hackman, Sissy Spacek in prime cut. I think this is a 1970s film. Yeah, this is another Kino Lorber. So was the Dressed to Kill. Explosive screen confrontations. Marvin is the underworld enforcer sent to Kansas City to collect money from Hackman, a mysterious mobster. So that's prime cut. Next up, right, no shrink wrap on this one, just to find a way to get into it. This is a 4K release of Seven. Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt. This, I believe, is the Digibook edition, if we can actually find how you get into it. Oh, there we go. So, you see the Digibook, and this should open up. Oh, there we go. So, oh, don't know that for a Digibook. I think there's only one disc in here. I think there's only the 4K in here. Nothing in there. The discs here. This in at the end there. I thought there was a booklet or something with it. Maybe not. Just all hard cardboard. But anyway, that's the Digibook edition of Seven. David Fincher film. If you like Silence of the Lambs, etc., you'll like this. Seven. Oh, another one to open up. One of the chunky box sets. While I'm doing this, I was just going to talk a little bit about pre-ordering, because nowadays, if you want a film, pretty much you have to pre-order it. Not like the days where you used to go down to the DVD shop or wherever they sold them at the time, and you can more or less buy anything off the shelf straight away on release day, etc. Pretty much now you have to pre-order everything, even on HMV, especially the chunky box sets. I mean, you've got your Blu-rays going for $14.99, 4Ks are going for $24.99, Steelbooks 35 quid, and then your chunky box sets are going £44 and upwards, all depending on what items are in the box set. What I was just trying to point I'm trying to make eventually is when you should when do you think you should pre-order? I mean, it's a, how should I put it? I know it's an individual personal taste, but sometimes I think, is it easy, can you hold off for a little while and get it at a better price instead of like pre-ordering and then like paying $44.99 or whatever? Hold off, and maybe a couple of months down the line you might get it for 25-30 quid instead. It's, I know it's all personal taste. It's just like a couple I've got here I did hold off on, because originally they were like sort of £44 and I got them cheaper, but obviously you don't know whether those are going to go out of print or not. You've got to sort of make a decision of whether you think that film's going to go out of print, and then obviously it's going to be 60-70 quid by on eBay, well, with the scalpers, or whether you think it won't sell out and maybe hold off and you'll get it a bit later. It's a bit of a mind fuck. You know, whether to pre-order or not pre-order, shall we say. Anyway, enough of the waffling. This one I picked up, I think it was £16-17, and this was Michael Caine 4K box set of The Italian Job. As I say, this was one of those that was, I don't think it was £44 at the time. It was a little bit cheaper than some of them. I'm not going to put it all up. There's a booklet in there, and there's your 4K and everything. This one wasn't so dear originally, but this one was. This one is the chunky box set of Jaws the Revenge, and this one is, well, I don't know if you can see, it is a lenticular cover on there, but it's, as you can hear, it's not really doing much. I'm not sure whether this actually comes off. No, I'm not going to try. So this is Jaws the Revenge. There you go. This was limited to 2000 in the UK. Now this was right, and also it's a steelbook, which I didn't know it was. It's a steelbook. It's very nice. And this was originally 44, 45, I don't know, with postage probably about 48 quid, something like that. So I was looking on the Vinted the other day, come across it, and there was a guy selling it on there for 50 quid, which I suppose pretty much was the original price. So I made him a cheeky offer. I said, will you do it for £30? 30 seconds later, no problem. There it was. So, and it's all sealed and everything. You've got your art cards in there as well. There's a poster. And there's a nice Jaws Revenge booklet. Loads of photos, etc. Loads of glossy photos. So, a completely new, brand new sealed set, which I've seen on eBay going for £60 plus, picked up for 30 quid. So, this is what I'm on about. Do you think sometimes you can hold off and get a better bargain? I mean, I didn't think I'd get this one, to be honest, because I definitely have seen this going for £60 plus. And of course you can never get the booklets back in again. Oh, there we go, voila. I must admit, I bought Jaws 3 on pre-order, and I might have bought this one because they come out at the same time, so I couldn't afford it. But when it's got a limited to 2,000, I suppose you would probably pre-order. But I was just lucky with this one, I suppose. So there you go. Right, next up, I had 2 Zabby deliveries yesterday. Be careful with me knife because these are steel books. And this is the 1980s actioner. This is Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Lee Thompson, Charlie Sheen, Jennifer Grey. This is the 4K steelbook of Red Dawn. The Russian invasion of the USA. And this is they stuck this on with. No, they haven't stuck it on. They just put it in there. Oh, there we go. We've got Red Dawn. There's a bit of embossing going on in there. And in the back, it's all the, I think they're called the Wolverines. Quite appropriate. And it's all, it's a 3-disc one as well. So we've got a 4K, a Blu-ray, and a bonus Blu-ray. So that's Red Dawn. And the last one, just slice him open, being careful. Last one we picked up was Venom 3, Let's Dance, oh, The Last Dance. So that's the 4K. Nice steelbook. The Last Dance. I think this one's got some glue on it. They do put really flimsy. I'm not going to do that in a moment because I only just touched it and it's torn already. But I will get it off. And it's just like printer paper or something. It's really thin. Terrible. So I'm not sure what's on the back. Let's get this bit off. I'll try. I don't know. It's not glue. There's an invisible piece of tape on here. Jesus Christ. Right. Oh, there's not much on the back cover anyway. I mean, look at that. Look at it. Cheap, nasty, isn't it? Considering you're paying 35 quid for a steelbook, I think they could have put something a bit more stronger on there, a bit of cardboard or something, you know. And I've torn that now out there. God, I hate J cards. They're horrible things. Should invent something different. Just put it all inside in a booklet. I don't know. Anyway, that's The Last Dance. Thomas Hardy, Venom. Right. Anyway, that's the all my deliveries etc. for the last 2 weeks. Sorry, there's a bit of waffling on in there somewhere. Got to get things off your chest sometimes. Wasn't really a rant, more of a waffle. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave some comments. Please subscribe if you want to see some more. I think the next one I'm going to do, I might start on the A to Z of my 4Ks. That'll be coming up soon. I'm going to leave the DVDs for a moment. That needs a bit more thinking about. But there'll be plenty of things coming up soon. So keep watching and hit the notification and try and get me up to at least 100 subscribers. I'll be happy then. I've got 92, so I'm nearly there. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody for watching. I'll see you all soon.